We're back. Round two. Hi, beautiful people. What are we talking about today? And how many people are going to join live? And how many people are going to be on the replay? All right. We got a little Dr. Dre here. And we're going to find out what is going on. Okay, let me flip the phone. All right, so I'm about to introduce, hey Jen, hey Sharon, I'm about to introduce Cindy. Cindy, I need you to log out and come back in. And the minute you come back in, it'll have a little button, request to join. And then I can invite you in. But until then, we're going to just welcome everyone. Whoever comes on live now, just introduce yourself to each other. Tell me where you're coming in from. While we wait for Cindy to... Tracy's here. Can we have a little production? Oh, Rita, Renee, all my favorite people. So a little production is on vacation, so we have a little technical difficulty, but we can manage that. So Cindy, Walt is going to come on. Cindy, I need you to... my God, I think you did it. I think we did it. Poof. And she's there. Poof, poof. We fucking did it. Hi.
Hi, honey. Really, I'm like really having
Two people that are very technically challenged are going to pull this off.
I can't
And we're going to have fun.
My phone and hold it at the same time.
It's all good. There's nothing wrong. In St. Patrick's Day, the Irish in the world, there's love in the world. There are absolutely no technical difficulties. Can I get an amen?
I know.
All right, you're upside down. You're good. You're good. So while we get everyone situated, why don't you all say hi to each other? Put in the post where you're from, what country you're from, what city, what town. Put in the post when your birthday is, what your sun sign is. Let's see who we have. Do we have Scorpions? Do we have Gemini? Do we have Libra? Do we have Cancer with a big birthday coming? We got a couple people going on. So all of you chat, and Kimmy and I will chat, and hopefully, wait, show me your cup and I'll show you mine. Show me your cup.
Oh, this is my daughter when she was, that's last year.
I love that. Well, I have kindness.
Aww.
Because something tells me we're going to talk about cancer. We have a cancer in the house. We're going to talk about another cancer in the house.
But it's not cancer season, honey. So.
Well, no, I'm telling all these people, I'm reading, there we have two cancers. We have one Scorpio.
Oh, hi, Rita. You too, honey.
Yep, we got Rita from not California, Rita from Canada. So throw out, just for entertainment, throw out what your sun sign is, and Cindy and I are going to try and talk and read. It'll be really fun. Right, Ken? All right.
I couldn't even
get... all right. No, we can do this. All right, let me get kind of production. Is on vacation, so I'm on my own. Beautiful artwork. If you want to know more about it, DM me. My wonderful friend Chuck in Florida, beautiful artist. We have an Aries in the house. We have Cancer. We have Scorpio. Throw out your sun signs, and we're going to chat. So, I would like to introduce to you my girlfriend, Cindy, but you're going as Cynthia. So
Cynthia's good. Cindy's good. Cynthia's
Cindy.
All good.
Okay. My girlfriend, Cindy, who I adore, who I've known for 9 million years, because we are very ancient. Yeah. Full disclosure, we used to cook together back in the day at Arcadia. Anyone from New York will know Arcadia was one of the best restaurants in the country, run by...
Arcadia. Yeah, that's true, it was.
It was good. It was really good. Everyone say hi to Livy. Livy is my niece.
Hi, Livy. Nice
Cindy just did a reading with Livy, so everyone say hi to Livy. Livy. Okay, focus, Diana. So Cindy and I cooked together many, many moons ago at Arcadia in 1987 when I moved to New York.
I think so.
Then we worked together at Time Cafe. Phenomenal. Kindi was at Time Cafe. We had a lot of fun there, and then we branched out and did our own thing.
Did our own
And
thing.
now we're back. We're back. Everyone can how to live. So Kindi is mama first.
Yeah.
Holla to all the mamas. A sculptor, an artist, and an astrologist, and a natal chart. I call them queen because frankly we're all queens, and it's Women's History Month. So, but I also call you creator, which I really love because I figured out I'm a creator.
You are.
And back in the day when we were filling out our resume, creator was not known. It's a millennial term. So I thank the millennials because we were called flaky if we changed our career and we moved from one thing to the other. I'm no longer flaky. I'm a creator.
That's right.
So, first question first. How did you get into astrology and the whole natal chart world?
Well, I was always really interested in it as a teenager. I've always been fascinated in people and how they work. It's just really interesting to me. And I was, I would be the kid at the party who would tell everyone about themselves if they told me their sign. And then, I went into cooking, and you know how that sucks up your life. And
all your time.
Right, all your time. And then actually I'm coming to my second Saturn return is another thing, but I'm turning 60 next week, and just getting
the big one. Do I hear any 50-year-old here?
So a couple of years ago, which is in the cusp of that, it was COVID, and I'm having a little bit more time, and I was listening to a podcast, and this woman, I listened to on Goop. And Goop, I kind of am judgmental. I think it's a little elitist, but it's not really. It's really good content. And I
agree with you.
Right. So I reached out to her, and I joined. She had a small group that she was teaching psychological astrology to, and I signed up, and that was the great thing about Zoom. And it really just changed my life. I mean, she was a genius and amazing. And I just connected with this group of women from all over, especially.
What is psychological astrology? Wow.
It's a form of psychological, it's a form of astrology, of modern astrology. And it basically, it's what I do. It shows you your toolbox. What are your gifts? And it's basically how, let's say if you have heavy, let's say Saturn in your chart, how do you use that energy skillfully, or you cannot use it in a more primitive way. So it's really, we have what we have, and it's up to us to learn how to use it.
Wow. I mean, I think that's like a really good kind of tagline. We have what we have in our toolbox, but how do we know how to access it? Do we know we even have it in our toolbox? And what do we do with it?
To practice. It's, every day we have the opportunity to practice, and because it's definitely, and we can go back and we can screw up. And every day we wake up and it's like, okay, I'm going to practice this. And, it's kind of like Pavlovian, because the more, do we want to have a positive result or a negative result? If I'm going to like freak out at that guy who blocks my driveway every day and he's pissed off, is that really going to, be the way to deal with that? Or am I going to have a conversation with him? So it's,
I love that. It's kind of, it questioned how you want to spend your energy.
Yeah, exactly.
Talking about energy.
Yes.
Yeah. I've been in the Upper West Side for 10 years. And for 10 years, I've gone to the post office, and there's been a very angry postal clerk working at the counter. And I've always tried to wiggle in and be kind to her and be nice to her and like bring her good energy. But it's just, And I think it's probably a really hard job. Well, now I'm relaunching my book. And so I'm at the post office all the time mailing my book. And I said to Billy, I said, watch. I'm going to shift it around. Mm-hmm. So not only did I shift it around, and now she's like, hey, girl, when I walk in, but she has one of my books. So
that's
drop the mic.
My Aquarian friend, making friends all over,
Making friends. We are lovers. We are just lovers. So that was question number one. For anyone who doesn't know who I am, I'm Diana. This is Cindy. I ask 5 questions with people that they do 3 things for me. They teach me, they inspire me, and they make me laugh. Kidney, check, and checkaroonie. So I have this beautiful chart of mine.
Yes.
Gorgeous. It's so beautiful. And because I'm really terrible at math, and there's a lot of like things that look mathematical. Yeah. Let's start with the beginning. Like I've landed on the planet, and I know my sun sign is Aquarius. My moon is in Aries,
Mhm.
and my rising is Capricorn. So for me landing on the planet, what does sun sign mean, moon sign mean, rising mean?
Well, I mean, the sun is who you are. So you're an Aquarius. You just are. And what is that? That's you're innovative, you're humanitarian, you're quirky, you can be eccentric. You're also, what people don't know about Aquarius is it's also ruled by the planet Saturn. So there's a serious side of you that needs a lot of space and is quiet. You're not all that out all the time. People
No,
misconstrue.
I need my
You
quiet,
need your space.
and I need my space.
You
Yeah.
can make decisions without getting too emotionally involved. You can be emotionally detached, but that's just one aspect of it. And then your moon is really your soul needs. It's like, what you do, your
So that's Aries.
emotions. Yeah. And, Miss Now, please. Are you Miss Now or Miss Now? You're Miss Now. You're going to
Oh, yeah. I'm like,
ask a
done.
question. You're like there before anyone's even like, dressed yet. And,
It's like I asked my husband, do you want to go out to dinner tonight?
Mhm.
And he'll say, let me think about it. And 1 week later, he's like, yeah. Me, I'm like, reservation's done. I'm there.
it's too annoying and you get annoyed. And, it's
So
great.
annoyed.
Energy is great. It's in your third house. So that's, the how, like you use that intellectually too. Like you really want all those ideas. You want to communicate really fast. You want to do everything fast. So,
Okay.
and
And
then
then my rising is
is
Capricorn.
Capricorn, and that's that is what you present to the world or how you go about your daily business. So for you,
It's me too. Don't worry. Two New Yorkers. If you're not from New York, this is how we live. It is what it is.
so I mean, you are serious. You're practical and pragmatic. You're ambitious, and you're responsible. You're freaking responsible in spite of yourself. So that's kind of how you come off.
Yeah. Oh my God. Joanna's here, a fellow chef.
Uh,
Yay. I think you know Joanne. She owned Tocqueville, but now she's in
not
Connecticut.
anymore.
Because everyone left New York,
Oh yeah.
apart from you and I.
Somebody had,
Whatever.
you know.
And Wanda's here, and this is great. I'm actually able to read a little bit better today. I don't know about the questions, but we'll get there. So the second question was, what is sun, moon, and rising? The funny thing about the Aquarian sun and my Capricorn rising, how I look at it, I look at Capricorns, and all the Capricorns I know in my life are like ambitious. They're like, they understand it. They're working. They figured it all out. They're boom, boom, boom. I look at Aquarians, which is me, as wacky and creative and eccentric and ahead of our time and wacky and creative and eccentric. And I can see those two things battling out, not always being in harmony.
No, and it's funny. That's what's happening in the world right now. There's a big square between Uranus, or there has been between Uranus and Saturn, and Uranus rules
Uranus?
Uranus.
Sorry, I had to.
And there's like a battle between the old established systems and the new. From Bitcoin to government to, let's say, Russia right now. It's just like this battle, and everyone's battling. So, but how do you if you can fuse those energies together, how do you make change in a way that's practical and helpful? So it's and I could see that battling in yourself, but then again, sorry, I'm rambling. Your brother is an Aquarius, and I think he's probably not flaky or eccentric. And
No, I'd love to know what his moon, Libby, if you're on here, your dad, do you know what your dad's moon and rising? I would love to. Cynthia,
Libby, you're going to send me his information, okay?
yeah, I need to know.
Now.
My brother's brilliant, but I really want to know what his rising and moon is.
But also, sometimes Aquarian energy can be, a little bit cold and calculating too. So, as a Saturn can, but also for you, Diana, in your house of career, you have Neptune that's right on your midheaven, and that is where you don't really know what to do. You're trying a lot of different things,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I've never seen anyone. I've never seen anyone more focused than Diana. She is like a force. I mean, cooking with
Well, you're very kind. Right now, I am clear as crystal, but the last 2 years, I was just in that fog and that quicksand and watching way too much Bravo and TV and bullshit and hanging out in the bubble bath of fear. I call it the bubble bath of fear. So there's no clarity when you're in a bubble bath of fear.
No, there's
But thank you, Joanne. Joanne agreed with that. I am really, really focused.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe I needed that 2 years of a pandemic of not doing anything and a depression and a what the fuck moment to be like.
How you roll, Diana, and that's how you roll. And really, I was looking at your chart, and you had Pluto, the planet of total transformation and destruction. It's like, you know, it blows everything up. It goes to Hades and finds a diamond and brings it up.
You used to call me like Crush, Kill, Destroyed. You had a nickname for me.
Yes, you were. And what happened is that you had Pluto going on your ascendant. So really, and this all started when you got diabetes. It started in
2018.
So, which is really interesting because for you, being as driven as you were, you need to get, like, you're not going to listen until you have to listen. And this has really opened an opportunity for you to become a totally different person. Like, you really, and the rate that you're getting it and that you're getting connected, like, it's really been a gift. I mean, it's been a shitty gift, you know, and you've had lots of struggles in your life. But it's like you needed to be brought down to your knees, you know, which a lot of us do in order to grow, unfortunately.
I think, I think you're right on everything. I was brought down to my knees. And I think probably from 2015, shit started to happen.
That's when
and I pushed it away and pushed it away, or I handled it.
Yeah.
You know, as you say that we're crappy, you know, I handled that shit. Oh my God, Billy Ritter is here. Billy Ritter, hi. He's a potterer. I know that's not how you call it, but you need to follow him. I'll tell. Okay. He's a potterer from Pennsylvania, and he knows Chef Jason, and we'll leave it at that. But one artist to another. Anyway, so from 2015, yeah, I just would like push away the shit. One hotel shut, you know, honey, tell my husband not to turn the water on during a live. But anyway, yeah, I had, you know, I got hit on my bike by a rollerblader while I was biking in the park, broke my ankle. I got a tumor in my ear that was going to my brain, had ear surgery. Mm-hmm. One of the 2 hotels that I worked at closed. So boomba, boomba, boomba. And I handled them. And then came knocking on the door, April 15th, 2018, type 1 diabetes when no one in my family had it. Mm-hmm. And you're right, Cynthia, I was brought to my knees, literally, for a chef to be told, oh, you can't eat whatever you want. And if you don't handle it, you're going to lose your eyesight and your limbs and all that crap.
And just so you know, Diana wasn't like a paleo chef, like, you know, gluten-free. She loves pasta.
I love pasta. I bow to the earth of pasta. I bow to pasta. So, and I bow to like a baguette out of the oven with hot butter and Himalayan salt. I bow to bread and I bow to pasta. Really, I bow. Anyway, so let's move on.
All right.
One of the things that you said, you gave me so many notes, right? And then I have like 10 pages of notes from our reading that we did on 12/29/21. And I have file cabinet. Yes, I'm old. I have a file cabinet and I have file folders. And one of the things that you did, a quick take, you told me, Diana, you are humanitarian with the soul of a warrior and operating through the vessel of a steady ambition. Now, if you're hearing chopping in the background, my beloved husband, who doesn't realize that he's meant to be quiet time, he's chopping and making lunch. It is what it is.
That's okay.
So I am, and so she got that not only from knowing me for over 30 years, but from my chart.
That's the, you know, Aquarius and the Capricorn and the Aries. Aries is the warrior, you know, it's all those things.
Yeah, so I am a humanitarian. For anyone who doesn't know me, I had 2 phenomenal projects. One of them was Faces of Tomorrow. I documented children around the world for 10 years and promoted the NGOs, the charities that were improving their lives. So India, right after the earthquake, Turkey, right after the earthquake, Malawi for famine, Cambodia, Vietnam, Brazil. And then I did Pay It Forward Montefiore for 10 years, where I gathered all the employees from the W and the Hudson where I worked, and we did a phenomenal fundraiser for people at Montefiore, not only the children that a lot of them were terminally ill, but for the nurses and for the doctors and for the hardworking people that make it happen. And then the family. So I acknowledge the whole thing. And Oprah inspired me. So that's definitely the humanitarian, the soul of a warrior. You knock me down. I've been knocked down since the minute I came onto this planet. I was knocked down. And I'm a fucking fighter and a boom, bada boom, bada boom. And I'm a warrior. And operating through the vessel of steady ambition, because that's my Capricorn. So that's me,
Yep.
right?
It is
Okay.
you. And that's called, for anyone who, that's called the big three. Your big three. People say, what's your big three? It's your sun, rising, and
So that sentence is my big three?
that's your big three.
Oh, damn. That's my big three. Okay. So you have a wonderful website, and the production team is not around, so I'm going to just say it's over there.
Oh, it's over there, yeah.
On the laptop. And it has, what I love about what you offer is you offer, I think, 5 different levels. From, and I'm just going to briefly read it, and then you chat about it. Your cup is...
Astrology.com. Okay.
Yeah, no, the website, what's the website called?
seeeeerausly.com.
Okay, and I'll put it in the IG. So the first one, oh yeah, you know how to do that?
Well, it says I can add a comment. But,
yeah. Oh, or can you pin it? Sometimes they pin it. I don't know.
That's above.
But add a comment. Just add a comment. Or I'll put in my thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the number one is your cup is always full. Hold on, let me get the production team. Hold on.
Do the natal first.
Production team. Okay, hold on. Natal first. Hold on. Chat amongst yourself, people. Chat away. Tell me when your birthday is. What sign are you? Where are you calling from? Okay. So I don't see the natal. But you have...
Laser reading.
Okay. So you have Astrologer reading, all about you and the salient points of your natal chart. Cindy shines a light on your life trend and helps identify your superpower. By the way, people, all 3 of you listening, if you put Diana 15, you get a 15% discount. Hello. I'll put that in the chat too. So then you have a micro check-in. How's your progress? Goals achieved. Cynthia will keep you accountable with love. You have what's happening. She'll look at your transits and progression, astro goal. She'll talk to you about your goals and your cup is going full, the full package. So what do you want to say about that, if anything, to the 4 people here?
Yeah, tell 2 more people and then 4 will know. And
all right. It doesn't matter. I don't think anyone comes live anymore.
It makes a nice gift.
Oh, can I get a reading? Joanne would like to know, can she get a reading? So Cindy?
Yep.
How can she get a reading?
Why don't you text me at seewaltastrology@gmail.com, or you can go to my my page on Instagram.
Okay, so you can go to Instagram, Walt Astrology. You can email her, seewaltastrology@gmail. You can go to her website, or you can look at her right now and DM her, or you can DM me. There's 9 million ways. And if you put Diana 15, you get 15% off.
So just remind me, and we'll
just say I'm a friend of Diana, blah, 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 blah. And we all have memory things going on. Okay, so that's a great thing is that you're offering 5 different levels, a quick check-in, a full package. I feel that I'm going to want to do you quarterly, and the quarterly might not be January, April. It might be randomly. It might be 4 times a year where I feel, like you do spring cleaning. So I think that...
You need to be reminded that you're amazing. When you're having a bad day.
Well, yeah, we all need to be reminded about that. Actually, while you say that, I will tell you, you mentioned to me that two things that you mentioned before we go on to question number 5. I am, for anyone who knows me, I love to dance. I dance every morning in my bathrobe before Billy and Chico wake up. It is my pure joy. I dance in the street. I dance everywhere. And now at 59, I'm starting to take classes. I never really had a class in my life. I'm working out, not training. I'm dancing with Danny P., a very famous, brilliant choreographer, tonight for my 3rd class. Everyone's 20 and they all study dance, and then I walk in at 59. And you have to wear heels. So you have all these fabulous queens with like thigh-high boots, and there I am in my little tiny 1-inch heel.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't say how many inches.
Yep.
She just said heel, so 1-inch heel. Anyway, so I talked to Cindy this morning when we were chatting about, like, really diving into my creative aspect of me, because with everything that's going on, I have a lot of emotional things, in the world. I have family things. I have a friend that's dying. I have a lot of things that are heartbreaking, but I also have a lot of joy, and I'm learning how to hold kind of both of those emotions. It's okay to have sadness and it's okay to have joy. So when I mentioned my dance class, you said something about how you find God and you find your thing. So tell me what you mean about that, finding your thing.
Well, you find your thing. Like, I think that everybody, and now I'm saying should, which I say that's a horrible word.
I hate the word should.
Yeah. But it's really helped me to find your creative thing. And I'm a creative. So I've always been a creative. So I have always in my adult life taken either a life drawing class or now really into ceramics, pottery. And I just, it's something, find something that is analog, that is not on the screen, that you can really, when you're there, when you're channeling creativity, it's like you're channeling the source. I think that we're all connected if we want to be. We can either be in a bad space, let negativity get us, and let fear get not connected, or we can just be sitting, making pottery, dancing. You can feel that way, and that's when you're going to have these inspired ideas. So I just think that everybody needs to do something creative. I try to get my kids to do that. Singing, it can be needle points, whatever it is, that's not using your brain, and not the intellectual part of your brain. It's not always our friend. Not always our friend.
Yeah, sometimes it can really clutter things. I think my lifetime healer, Susie Brown, who I think and if you don't know, you should know. She's an artist, but definitely kind of a guru in my life for at least 30, 40 years. She always, whenever I was in a funky place, whether it was depression or funky or whatever, or my papa would say I had a wing down, she would always say channel into your creativity, whether it was like take a journal and write or get up and dance or, whatever it is, like really tap into your creativity, because I think that is where you get the clutter out and you get the clarity in, and you find, and like you said, how you channel God in a way, whatever religion you are, I think it's where you find your deepest spirituality, is when you honor and what was that book back in the 70s?
I'm having technical issues again.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good.
There was a book, and it was like I don't know, it was like a woo-woo book back in the 80s, and it was like a book where you had homework and you had to like journal.
Oh, The Artist Way.
The Artist Way, yeah. So Joanne is saying, do you have any astrological insight?
Insight into what's going on.
I knew you were going to say that. Into what? Joanne, tell me what you mean by that. Into
what's going on to the world. Well, I touched upon that Saturn and Uranus. You've also got Pluto now is butting heads. Pluto is kind of in hold on, let me go in here. Blah, blah, blah. This Plutonian energy right now, which is like Russia, it's kind of we're at a crossing, that fork in the road where systems are being broken down, and who's going to win, I don't know. So it's and right now too, we've got a lot of Piscean energy. We've got Neptune in Pisces, the sun conjunct Pisces, and that's very spiritual and very transformative, healing, loving. And so that's going on. But,
Wait a minute. For the Pythagorean energy, could that be Zelensky?
Zelensky, though, he's an Aquarius, just so you know.
He's an Aquarian?
Yeah.
But his energy, I mean,
well,
he is
energy,
so loving.
And it's also like what's happening with all of us, like, trying to get that love, trying to get that acceptance. Really, it's all about, accepting how other people want to be. Like, why does Russia, first of all, I think that we need to respect Russia for who they are. They need to just like chill out and like just let Ukraine be who it is. But it's like, there's a lot of demonization. There's a lot of, well, Russia is, maybe they're doing evil things. Are they evil? I don't know. They're doing evil things right now. And, but it's always everything's more complicated. But what's now, it's a fork in the road of this, old and new, and this Pluto energy, which is, it's very highlighted right now. So it's a little bit scary. And I know that it's on the chart of the United States too. It's kind of, hitting that. So that's what I would say is going on astrologically. So it's really, for us, like my Jennifer Freed, she was talking about like what we can do, how we can manifest, how we think is what we manifest. So instead of getting, oh my God, it's like COVID's coming back, it's in China, oh my God, this war, oh my God, it's World War III, that's fear. So that can attract negativity, but if we're like, practicing love, and it's like, okay, I'm going to see if my neighbor needs, help. Yeah. I'm going to see, I'm going to be really nice to the guy at the post office. So if we all just practice that, then we're putting that energy out. So we can create our realities to a certain extent. And there's a school of thought that believes that.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I want to get off of the war just for a moment. But I think obviously it's been on everyone's mind, and for anyone who follows well with Tracy, she's a meditation teacher, and she talked a lot about like bringing in the love and the light. And for me, the last couple of days, I mean, you can't watch the news or listen to Zelensky speak and see that video and not bawl your eyes out. You just you bawl your eyes out. But the point is that what do we do with that? We still have to function, whether we're in New York or Colorado or Florida or wherever we're coming from. We have to function. We have to take care of our kids. We have to go to work. We have to love our husband. So we have to be able to find a way
and be grateful. To function. And be grateful that we
can wake up in our bed and have a roof over our head.
It's like, how lucky are we? When a lot of things have gone wrong, it's like all perspective. But I keep on wishing that this will end, and it's like, aren't they going to be done? And I wake up and it's another thing. So I'm really trying to, it's.
I think for anyone who's just checking in, we're going to pull out of the war, but basically, I think that we have all come out of 2 years of trauma. Pandemic is trauma. We're still in it. We've got 1 foot in, 1 foot out, however you want to look at it. But it was traumatic. It was traumatic for mothers who had to take care of their children, for people who lost their jobs in healthcare, who lost their homes, who lost their loved ones. I mean, it was trauma. There's no other way to look at it. And now that we're navigating out of it, now we have this. And so I think we have to hold ourselves. Literally, we have to take a breath. We have to, take a bubble bath. We have to go out in the sunshine like I did yesterday when we have it. We have to love our neighbors. We have to love our partners. We have to find a way to bring in all the love and all the beauty, maybe more than ever. We have to bring that in because that's what I think we need for balance.
Yeah, and we have to be flexible too. Another thing with everything, like with COVID, and how now we're on doing this Instagram thing, and I'm sure you built your community over Zoom, with your exercise, and I did with my astrology people, and all of a sudden we have these broader communities, which is really, really, that's a benefit. Again, that's that Saturn and Uranus, the old and the new, but of course, I'm totally forgetting what I was going to say.
No, you were talking. I don't know. I'm forgetting too. You were talking about. I don't know. What were we talking about? Anyone know what we were talking about? We were talking about the old and the new. We were talking about pivoting. What? Did we blow it?
wait, you were talking about pivoting. You know, but anyway, it's so these are the benefits that happen. You know, the benefits that happen from this. You know, there's
what we were talking about was the war and how to like navigate.
Yes.
Oh my God! Everyone's saying hi to Sophie. All three people. My other niece is here.
Oh my God! There's 4 people.
Yeah,
now.
Sophie. I'm telling you, Sophie. If you want to have a natal chart reading, I'm telling you, this is the one where you have it with. If you put Diana 15 into the code, you will get 15% off. Pay attention to your favorite aunt. I am your favorite aunt. Even though you have many. So, no, Sophie totally, you've got to do Sophie. Sophie, what's your moon? Actually, Sophie might be able to help out. Sophie, what is your moon? What's your rising? She's an Aquarian sun sign. And then after you answer that question, can you tell me your dad? What is your dad's moon and rising? Okay. You have homework, Sophie. All right. And we need it now. All right. Question number. All right. Pisces moon. Is that you or your dad? Sagittarius rising. Pisces moon. Is that you or your dad? Hello.
All right. But Diana, what I was going to say is that the most important thing is for us to remain flexible. You know, we have to remain flexible because anything could happen at any time. So the more we resist it, the harder it's going to be. So stay flexible.
That's a really good point. So
you know, that's my point. Remain flexible.
So that's the word of the day. Be flexible.
Be flexible.
Don't be rigid. Be open to change.
When they move your cheese, don't freak out. You know, just ask for more cheese.
When the Metro card is no longer the Metro card, you're going to still get on the train.
That's right.
My dad is Aquarius. My dad is Aquarius with Aries rising and Leo moon.
Oh, Leo moon. Okay. Yeah, he is. Well, we'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that another time. Okay. All right. On to question number 5. So in my notes, you have all about my ruling planet. My ruling planet is and the background noise is my husband making noise.
Your ruling planet is Saturn. And your
so what does that mean? My ruling planet is Saturn.
It's the ruler of your rising sign. And that means that that's significant for you. And Saturn is restrictions. This is kind of your whole thing. You know, it's also serious, but it's kind of the adult in the room. It can be delays. And for you, you have Saturn in your first house in Aquarius, which is kind of a partial ruler of it. So, you know, there's been issues. Displayed. There's been issues, you know, with yourself and your self-worth.
Absolutely.
Yeah, your whole life. And
absolutely.
Always
question my worth.
Son. So, you know, you've been restricted. You know, you have been restricted physically in a lot of ways. And now you've come back to your Saturn return. Saturn return, it comes twice in your life, or it actually could be 3 times. The first is between 28 and 30, and it's kind of when you start adulting. So people who are older, think about what happened in your life at that time.
Wait, hold on. Sophie, I think Sophie's in her Saturn return. She just turned 29. So is she in her Saturn?
She's in it, yeah.
Okay. All right. Bye, Sharon. Okay.
But so basically, that's your first house, and that's your house of self and your identity. And you're coming back right now. Your second Saturn return. And this is where we look at like, okay, I'm going to be 60, and now it's like, what's the next phase? You know, what are you doing? You're not going back to the kitchen. You're not going to be like, you know, working. That's such a thing with your Saturn. It's always like, I should be working. Everything should be hard. And it's like, no, you know, so you're kind of going and becoming who you are, the Aquarius, the humanitarian. So this is your next phase. Like, and I suspect that if you were to do your Faces of Tomorrow, you know, you create a platform, you get it out there, and then you start doing your humanitarian work again, but with more people behind you. You know, you get more recognition.
Not so independent.
Not so independent. And, you know, the Aries moon wants to do everything independently, but you're more mature. So you know how to share, you know how to, you know, and you're doing this. So you're getting people who are following you. And that's how you start. Before it was like when you were doing that, we didn't have Instagram. We didn't have followers.
Yeah.
You have that.
Yeah. So I also, more mature and also mature, and I had a word and now the word is gone.
and restricted. You're restricted now with your diabetes. I mean, you can
Oh, I
still have
know.
a
I'm
wonderful
more
life.
mature, and I'm more trusting now.
Yes, you
It's
are.
like when people come my way, before I would be like, no, no, I got it, or I don't trust you, or who are you? Now I'm more willing to listen to, well, maybe we can collaborate. I'm really, really into collaboration.
Yeah, that's great. That's great for you.
Yeah.
For all of us, you know.
Yeah, I think, well, I mean, what's kind of funny is I think collaboration began really professionally in the professional world like 10, 15 years ago when the music artists started to collaborate.
Oh, that's
And
interesting.
at first I thought it was like, oh, that's crazy. But
I
then
know.
like you get Dr. Dre and Snoop and then you get like completely alternative. You get Dolly Parton you get Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart.
Mm-hmm.
Is that not the most brilliant collaboration?
Yep.
So I think for me, I think collaborations are the way of the world. I think I think we bring in new audience. I mean, you just leave it at that. Snoop Dogg and Martha, two completely different demographics, come together with all their people on both sides and look at what they create. I mean, it's pretty phenomenal. Okay, question number 6. Houses. You talk a lot about houses, second house, third house, seventh house, 10th house, 11th house. For someone who landed on the planet, what does that mean and what do I need to care about?
You know, your chart is divided into 12 houses. So each house is a different area. It's a different, let me see if I can get this, blah, blah, blah. It's a different, like, really house in your home, you know. So it's like the first house has to do with your life, your body, your health, your beginning. Second house is finances, what you value, possessions. Third house is siblings, learning, travel, but short travel, and lower education. Fourth house is your foundation, your base, parents, home, family. Fifth house, children, pregnancy, pleasure, sex, creativity. Sixth house is like ruled by Virgo, like work and service, your daily work life, your daily life. Seventh house is relationships, marriage, partners, other people. Could be a boss. Eighth house is inheritance, death, money of other people. Ninth is travel, foreign places, foreigners, education, philosophy. 10th house is your career, reputation, advancement, superiors. 11th house, friends, groups, hopes, alliances.
Wait, Cindy, hold on. Tony's here. Tony!
Hi, Tony. Hi, honey.
We work with Tony in Arcadia. Yeah. Tony, you'll have to watch the whole thing. Yeah. I'll post it.
We're still crazy. So.
We're still yapping, and you're going to love it. Oh, my God, Tony. Okay, go on. We were at the 11th house. What's the 11th house?
That's you know, friends, groups, hopes, alliances. That's ruled by Aquarius. And then the 12th house is the unconscious realm. Some people say enemies, but it's ruled by Pisces. And that's all right,
so wait a minute. You said my 4th house is foundation and family, correct?
It's foundation and family. Yes, I did. And hold on.
Bye, Tony. Can you tell me where my 4th house is? Because there's a lot going on in my family.
Well, right now, the North Node is in your 4th house. So that's kind of where a lot of is going on for you. And also, you know, for you, you've got all these planets in Pisces are in your 2nd house with what you value. And so you're valuing more spirituality and community. In terms of what's going on in your, you know, I don't know what's going on in your family. Something's always going on in your family. So, but you've got that, you're being drawn, you're being pulled into it right now in commitments to your family.
Yeah.
So, you know, but it's not it's your family is you and Chico and Billy. That's your family. You know?
They are my family. They are my family.
And it's like we can't, you know, the burdens we can't help other people if we're too burdened down with other people. You know, it's like how can you be an empath but not be just destroyed by that pain to a certain extent? So it's the Aquarius knows how to detach, and it just needs to detach, and you don't have to fix it, and you don't have to solve it. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm really liking 59. I'm actually calling it 50-fucking-9 because for a whole year I'm going to hear, "Oh, girl, you're going to be the big one."
I liked it too until it's almost over. Yeah, I know.
You have a few more days. Wait,
2 more days.
You have 2 more days of 50-fucking-9.
Yeah.
But the thing that I like most about it is I did have that like Mother Teresa. I have to save the world. thing for a while, and I'm an empath, and I love people, and I want everyone to be happy and everyone to love me, and that's way too much of a burden to carry, and I can't do it anymore.
No.
And I'm really proud that I learned that I can't do it anymore. And so now I'm, I'm learning the word no, which is a great word, and I'm learning how to not answer the phone, and I don't answer the phone after 6 o'clock at night. I just don't. I'm learning that when I need a bubble bath and I don't want to talk to anyone, then I have a bubble bath. So, and I'm also learning what burden and what suffering I can take on, even emotionally. And in the morning, I have a ritual, and I dance in the morning, but I also light candles, and I put people's names of who I'm sending light and love to, and then I pull cards, prayer cards, and I put a word by each name, and I say a prayer for those people, and I send my love to them.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's really nice.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm reading this really cool ritual book called Hello, Goodbye, and I'm really realizing that I am a ritual girl. I actually need ritual, and so that's what I'm doing. So, two more things, and then we'll call it a day. The tough question, but the question I love: 3 women, dead or alive, that you love or admire, and I know you have a million women, so what 3 come to you in this moment? Just any 3, randomly.
This client that I have who's terminally ill, and she's going through all this treatment because she loves her family so much that she's doing that for them, and I would be like, screw it, I'm not doing this, and I'm so taken with that love. It's not out of fear, it's out of love for her family, so that's very impressive to me. And then I have and she's young, and then I have I love Laurie Anderson because that creativity, and I love Patti Smith. I mean, I just love just people who are just creative and do their thing,
Yeah.
So intelligent.
And they're powerful.
They're powerful, yep.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, I had another thing in my notes. Oh, so I think I told you this morning was a rough morning for me. It's very emotional. Just emotional, heavy stuff, a friend that I'm losing, some family stuff, and just a lot of emotions, and I'm okay with holding both. Yeah. But I think you mentioned there's a full moon, so there might be emotions for a lot of people. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, well, it's full moon, which is usually emotional. It's in Virgo, so I don't know if anyone's been wanting to organize their desk or make a list today, because that's kind of Virgo energy. But for Diana, it's in that 8th house, which is an intense house for her. That's the house of Pluto ruled. And, so everything is amplified and everything is intensified. And let's see. And you also have it opposition to your natal Jupiter. So yeah, you're interested in your home right now. But yeah, so anything, it's full moons. It's kind of like when we were PMS back in the day, where you think you were crazy, and it's like, oh, I'm just getting my period. It's like, oh, this is full moon. So, and
then it'll pass.
Yeah, it will pass. But it's always, the new moon is a time to set your intentions, a new moon. And the full moon is just really to take in everything that you've planted, at the beginning of the month. So I don't know, but I always think full moons, they say people are always a little bit cray-cray, Maybe
yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that.
It's just that.
Yeah. Wait, when Mercury in retrograde, when's that coming back? I hate that one.
Never. But Mercury's in Pisces now too, which is we're all just kind of confused, and with Neptune conjunct the sun, we're all just like la la la. So I don't know. It's usually it's about 5 times a year for about, I'll let you know, but my Mercury's in Pisces, so I'm not going to remember right now. So.
Okay. All right. Well, a couple more things. I'll do 3 things, and then if there are any questions for the one person.
They're like, you guys talk too much.
For the one person that's here, I don't know who it is, but if you have a question. If you have a question, let me know. But otherwise, it's just Cynthia and I talking. So, Too funny. Hopefully when I post it, I'll have more than one person.
I know, right? I feel like
Okay, three little things. Number one, Guinea is a phenomenal chef. So if anyone has any curiosity or wants to know about cooking or private clients, you can DM her, talk to her.
Yeah.
She's a phenomenal chef.
Yeah.
Two things. 2022. Oh my God, Sophie's the one. Sophie is the last one standing.
That's right.
No, Sophie is a very, very smart, intuitive young woman.
Doesn't she have a Pisces moon or something? That's
Sophie, what was your moon? Your moon was, Sophie, give me a
But
question, Sophie. No, I need a question. Very demanding.
Yeah, maybe
Sophie,
she's doing something. Maybe she's busy.
well, you might be doing something, but if you love your favorite aunt, give me a question.
No pressure.
Or ask a question. Okay, she had a Pisces moon. She's Aquarian sun. And what's your rising, Sophie? Anyway, Sophie, you have like 5 minutes to ask a really beautiful question for Cindy.
Oh, I don't know.
And that's all I'm gonna say. So, okay, Sagittarian rising. So Sag rising. So tell me why you love Sag rising.
Because it's so positive and uplifting. You know, Sag energy is just you know, they're fun. They're fun and they're positive. They're fun to be around. You know, so that's I
what else do you like about an Aquarian sun, Sag rising, and Pisces moon? Briefly, not too
Pisces,
much.
Well, that Pisces, you know, very intuitive, very sensitive, but not like in an overly sensitive way. They're just good people. I like Pisces moons. You know, a little psychic there.
Oh, a little psychic, Sophie Barnett.
Yeah.
A little psychic.
A little psychic.
All right. So, Sophie, if you have a question, we're probably going to wrap up in about 5 minutes. So if you have a question, put it here. If not, get a reading with Cindy. She's phenomenal. What does, I know this is a tough question, but astrologically, spiritually, what does 2022 look like?
You know, I heard it was supposed to get better, but it still seems kind of like a shit show. So I'm thinking 2023 is going to be a bit better because you still have these huge, you know, planets fighting. You still have this Pluto and Uranus and Saturn, and they're still fighting. And, you know, there's just a lot of freaking conflict in the world. I know, I follow one astrologer. She's so brilliant. And, oh, what's her name? I'm forgetting her name. But she won't even, like, do readings now because she says everything looks so bad. And I'm like, oh, my God.
Think about,
you know. So
if you remember her name, let me know and I'll post it.
Yeah,
so my sister is a Buddhist and she has like a guru who sits under a mountain and tells about the future and he's very spiritual. You know, he said 2023. He said we've got another year of shit.
Yeah, that's kind of how I'm feeling. And you know what?
I think the only thing to learn from that, if we learn anything, is that what have we learned from the 2 years? Like, what have we learned? I talked about this with Heather Farlucci in the last reading. You know, if we haven't learned, we need to start learning. But what have we learned and what can we bring that into this year? If we still have a bumpy ride, if we don't quite know what we're doing, and we still have things to learn or things to heal or doors to open or prayers to be said, then now is the time because 2023, I think it's going to be a great year.
It's going to be, and you know, and it's also like, think about you, if you don't learn, like you are just brought to your knees. So to a certain extent, again, I just say, be flexible, be grateful, you know, just enjoy the little things. I'm a big, like, enjoying the little things kind of person.
I am too. Billy and I do gratitude every day.
Yeah, and don't get hysterical. You know, there's a lot of people trying to bring, you know, fear. You know, bringing fear is a business. It's a business now, and people make a lot of money getting us freaked out. So I'm just not like listening. I'm keeping things small. I'm not freaking out, and you know, I've got a lot on my plate anyway, so I can't.
You're a mama bear. You have a lot on your plate. So it's like it's all about. If this year is going to be a bumpy ride, we've been through 2 years of bumpy. We've got this. We are warriors.
Yeah, we've done it.
In my health coaching that I do, I'm focusing on men with diabetes, but I also, my whole platform is healing fully, living freely, and it's about healing through food, mind, body, and soul, which is what I did. So I started with the food. What does my body need? Then I look into the mind. what am I learning today? What am I reading? What podcast? What interview am I looking? How am I exercising my brain, body? How am I changing my body? You know, I did a workout with I Get Food. Oh my God, Chef Herman! Everyone say hi to Chef Herman. You'll have to watch this on the replay because we're about done in about 3 minutes. It's a really phenomenal interview. If you want to have your chart done, he's a great chef, and he was a chef at the Hudson Hotel, and then he opened up Convene. And Cynthia is a chef, Herman, and he opened up and ran Convene. He's a phenomenal chef.
I'm tired just
and now,
listening to this.
Yeah, but now he's working with a great company, and just trust me, he's a great chef. If you want to know who he is, and then the other thing is, how am I working out? What am I changing? Am I dancing? Am I walking? And the final thing is, how am I healing through my soul, through mind, body, and soul? Like, am I meditating? Am I intimate with my partner? You know. Anyway,
but
so
also, I'm going to interrupt one thing. You don't have to do all those things, people. Like you're going to, like, because you've done it, Diana. You're on that journey. But you know, sometimes if someone just like eats spinach one day when they really don't like it, it's like, you know, it's all good and it's all going to come, because then you're going to start feeling better, and then you're going to start. You know, it's just you have to. So really, you're giving people such a service because you've been there. But it's not Aries. It's not Aries time. It's the time of whomever.
Well, so you just answered the one thing I was going to say, is that those are the 4 pillars that I train with, but they can all be, if you're 1 to 10, they can all be at different. And if you're at a 10 with your food and the other ones are not, it's okay. I actually told one of my clients yesterday, I want you to buy a bag of spinach every week. He never eats vegetables. And I'm like, that's all we need to do. One bag of spinach. Yeah.
One day at
so
a
I
time.
Love that.
One bag of spinach at a time.
Well, my dear, I think this is phenomenal. I think you're phenomenal. Tell me one more time where people can find you.
See Walt Astrology on here, or seewaltastrology.com. My website is not really much, but or you can Urban Cooked on Instagram, and then I also do ceramics, See Walt Studio. Yeah.
All right. So, and if you didn't get any of that, just let me know. If you want to know who that artist is, let me know.
Yeah.
And we always go out with a final song. So I would like to thank you. I think that you have to act out. And
X out.
there's an X in the corner. I thank you, thank you, thank you. I will post it.
Love you, honey.
And everyone say goodbye. One person say goodbye.
All right. Yeah, thank you to the 2 people who watched. Bye.
Thank you, Sophie. I think she left. And on that note, we're going to go out with a phenomenal. We always end with a dance party. Feeling all right. Are you feeling all right? I am. So, this is what we did. We looked at the chart, what it meant, what we can learn, why we even need to care about it. And we had a good time. Oh, now I have all these beautiful people coming at the end. Anyway, I'm going to post it. Right now, this is the dance party. Name that artist. Who can name that artist? I'm feeling too good myself. Takey, who's the artist? Lindsay, going with my flow. If you can name the artist, then you will get one of my books. Okay. Joe Cocker? All right. Anyway. Feeling all right. We can get through this. We can feel all right, people. We really can. If you want to get a reading, I highly recommend it. Sorry, production team is not here. You can get a reading. And you can find out exactly what's going on in your life and what you need to bring in. And like Joe Cocker said, feeling all right. You don't want me to sing, trust me. Just feeling too good myself. I hope you're dancing. All right. Bye, people. Over and out. Good.